matters because your health matters to us. We here are committed to bringing you quality programming under a variety of topics to bring you information, because that information is power, so that you can make some great changes in your lifestyle to live a long, happy, healthy life. I almost want to say, okay, you tell me, who am I? You've been watching for a while. You know that I am Anna Marie Sinatra from Sinatra Solutions. You can find me on the web. I am a coach, a consultant, a trainer, a speaker. And you know, one of the things I'm enjoying the most is coming and speaking to your organization. I absolutely enjoy empowering people with the techniques that I use. So visit my website and let me hear from you. Keep your emails and your calls coming in. And about the show too, because I really enjoy knowing what programs that you're interested in hearing. If you'd like to be a guest on this program, yes, you can be a guest. You need to email me and we'll have a conversation about possibility and then take it from there. And I also want to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsors. So get those pens and papers ready, because I've got some great information for you, some wonderful guest who's going to give you some great techniques and stress reduction and boosting your immune system. And okay, I'm not going to give too much away until first I thank our sponsors, because our sponsors are so important, and it's important that you support them because they make sure this program stays on the air. And that's none other than Western New York MRI, with locations located throughout Western New York. They're a wonderful organization that's committed to the community by bringing you state-of-the-art diagnostic testing equipment, so that when you do find yourself in a health crisis and you need to go to the best, you know that you can count on them to give you the imaging that's going to make a difference in your life. I always like to thank Melinda from Renaissance Hair Salon. She keeps me beautiful with all natural products to bring out your natural beauty. You know how important it is what you put on your body as well as what you put in your body, what you're watching and what you're listening to, as you're going to hear in a few minutes. And we've got a couple of new sponsors. So when you email me or you visit my website, you're going to learn about Webtastics. They're the world-class business internet connections, and they are so cutting-edge, state-of-the-art, all that technology stuff that if you've already seen, you're on my mailing, you've gotten a video e-newsletter from me where I just pop up on your screen and start talking to you. I tried singing to you one time, but no, we won't go there. We know I'm the Sinatra that doesn't sing. And then, of course, the International Coach Federation, the Buffalo Niagara chapter, of whom you've been viewing and listening to and getting great tips from so many different coaches in the Western New York area. And our brand new sponsor, we're going to be on location at Mr. Frank's Day Spa, where Lydia of La Face and Body by Lydia is going to really intrigue you, because she does a non-surgical facelift. Yes, you heard it. You can have a non-surgical facelift, something that will help to take away wrinkles, clean your skin, brighten up your skin, really help to change your appearance. And just a few short treatments with no surgery, no downtime, and especially not lots and lots and lots of money. So you are definitely going to want to contact her. Now these sponsors are all very much appreciative, and I'm hoping that you'll give them a call and let them know that you heard about them on Health Matters. And I am so excited because as I'm always buzzing around, you know how important it is. I'm talking about downtime, taking that downtime. That's one of the places where I know this lady's going to help me, because taking downtime and de-stressing yourself is equally as important as any other subject that we've talked about. And I'm so excited because today we have with us Kathleen Swann, who's a registered nurse and a CCE. She's going to tell you what that is. And her name of her business is Relax with Swann. Just saying the name just feels so peaceful. Relax with Swann. So thank you so much, Kathleen, for co-sponsoring this show today and coming on to bring us some great information as well as some great tools. Welcome.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for having me, Anna Marie.
Oh, you're welcome. So tell me a little bit, like, I know, oh, you want to visit her website, because I visited your website and I was able to click on some different links to enjoy pieces of your music that was done beautifully. So tell me a little bit about how you got started, and you know what, before we even go there, let's hook our viewers today and let's tell them about what this is and how it's going to benefit them.
Well, that's more than one question.
What this is and how it will benefit them.
Okay.
I gave you it all at once because I'm just so excited. This is such great stuff that you're doing.
Sure. Well, what I do is called guided imagery. And guided imagery is me helping you create the place that you'd like to be when you like to relax. You know how when you go into a little daydream and you kind of just feel like you're drifting away from the world? Well, that's what I help you do. Guided, because I'm there helping you. But yet, you're there to actually build the dream yourself. So it really helps with self-empowerment, and I feel that's very important. There are no subliminal messages in my CDs. I know they work, but I feel that if a person really wants to feel like they're gaining self-confidence and self-control, they want to know that they're in self-control.
Yes.
So that's why I put no subliminal messages in my CDs.
Well, you know what I also like about this is that when you say guided imagery, sometimes we're talking about meditating, we're talking about slowing ourselves down, taking some downtime, some quiet time. And often, I want to say always, but I'll say oftentimes, it almost feels like it's impossible to do because our mind is rushing, our bodies are rushing. I know for me, because I'm that type A, high energy, keep going. And so I need that guided imagery often to be able to assist me into doing just that.
Absolutely. It is something that you can do yourself once you learn how to do it. But initially, to have someone help you is really very powerful, and it's a nice way to do it. What I also have going for me is the music therapy that's in the background. And I had elicited the help of Ken Kaufman, who's a well-known artist in the Western New York area, and I was so lucky to have him work with me. He put the music together exactly the way I asked him to, in rhythms that actually work with the body. So it helps to slow the pulse, lower the blood pressure, and actually bring you to a place of quiet serenity, which was our goal. It really does work very effectively. Research shows that music therapy can do that.
Oh, absolutely.
As a matter of fact, people have actually researched music therapy as people were going into the operating room prior to surgery. And the people who were, the patients who were having this trial run done, didn't want it to stop in the holding area. They wanted it to continue right through surgery because it just made them feel so much more comfortable about what they were going through.
Well, I was watching a program on mainstream TV, and they were talking about, they played music and they were showing the molecules in water and how they would actually change. I can't tell if it's happy or sad water. Kind of an interesting thought. But it's the same way when we take the time to pray over a meal, you know, or to pray before we start a journey, or whatever it is that we're doing to help us set that intention. That all matters. Like the things that just because we can't see doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Absolutely. And they find that it actually works with the right side of the brain, which is where the emotions are controlled. So certain rhythms of music can help to not only relax you, but actually increase your serotonin level, which can help you to sleep if you have trouble with insomnia.
Well, I definitely would like that tape.
I actually had trouble editing it because I kept falling asleep when I was trying to listen to it.
That's wonderful. So you're a good example. You're the best product to sell it. It worked for me. I kept falling asleep trying to make it. That's cute. I have no problem falling asleep. Sometimes staying asleep is the problem. Yeah,
well,
it'd be interesting.
I had to put a little notation on the back. Don't listen to this while you're driving.
That's good. That's good.
I don't want anybody to have an accident.
Yeah. So tell me what the CCE stands for. You're a registered nurse, and tell me what the CCE is, and then how you got started in all this.
All right. All that kind of goes together. As a registered nurse who believes in the holistic approach to healthcare.
Yay!
That means that I really, truly, and sincerely feel that there is a mind-body-spirit connection that is so important to me that I felt that I wanted to focus on that while I was teaching women how to labor. I work in labor and delivery as a labor and delivery nurse, and I became a certified childbirth educator. That's what the CCE stands for. I would start out by laboring patients just by doing the guided imagery with them, teaching them how to do deep breathing and focus on their breathing as opposed to on the pain of labor. I also give them positive affirmations, the feel of strength, and to know that they have power to do what they're doing, because that just helps to make the birth process so beautiful and so powerful. And
you were doing all this before you made the CDs?
I had, without music. And then, as part of my training as becoming a childbirth educator, one of the requirements was to do guided imagery for a class, and I put music to the background. As I was teaching one of my classes, one of my students came back to me and said, well, I'm a music teacher. You need to make some CDs so that this is portable and people can actually take it home with them and to the hospital when they need to go. You know, as a nurse, I didn't really want to do that, but I did. And from there, once we started with the seasons of pregnancy, people listened to that and said, well, I'm not pregnant, but I need to relax. So I had to come out with one with no talk of pregnancy. So that's where Seasons of Serenity came about. No talk of pregnancy in there. You're safe.
Uh-oh. Good. That's a very good thing. That's really when you know you're on your right path. Mm-hmm. When everything just falls into place and you're not running into brick walls all the time. Not like those brick walls don't come, because they do. And we have to learn how to get around them and, you know, acquire some tools and some skills. But when things flow that easily, you know that you are in the flow.
It was a wonderful experience. I also recognize the fact that people don't necessarily want to listen to guided imagery or need to listen to me talk all the time. And the music that my musicians had produced was just so fabulously relaxing on its own. I purposely took the words out and made instrumentals available as well. So each CD also has the instrumental available.
Very smart, very smart. So you could have it guided for if you're starting off, as you said, and if you're really good at meditating and relaxing all on your own, you can just pick it up and just listen to the music part.
Absolutely.
And, you know, also too, because I've been meditating and utilizing different modalities and techniques for quite some time. But when different things are going on in my life at different times, I need that extra help.
And that's what it's all about. You know how even when you go to have your blood drawn, people will stick their arm out, tense their muscle, you know, and that doesn't really help. And if you just even use a simple breathing technique while you're going to have your labs drawn, or when you're at the dentist trying to keep your mouth open, and just really try to relax your body in that way, breathing can really help as well. You
know, that's perfect when you said that. I used to bring the headset and listen to music or motivational tape. So that's a really good idea for people, and I think some dentists are actually using that. It might be, now here's my coaching coming out, my business development coaching. You might want to contact some of those dentists and get your CDs in their office.
They're welcome to call me.
Yeah, there you go. So if you're a dentist listening, you want to call her, because we don't necessarily like sitting in your chair. Nothing personal. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
What a wonderful story.
This really brought me back to my youth, because I learned progressive muscle relaxation, where you actually relax your muscles from head to toe, through my drama instructor at Villa Maria Academy. And it helped to create a feeling of increased productivity and creativity. So this works in many different ways that can actually help you, even if you're preparing for a meeting, or you know, just needing to unwind at the end of a day.
That's really nice, very nice. And I was also reading that it also helps to boost your immune system.
Absolutely. Your body, like I said, works in conjunction with your mind, and the mind is a very powerful thing. If in your mind you're feeling that you're able to increase the strength of whatever you're going through, whether it be a disease process or an emotional struggle. This sort of thing can really help put you on a different level.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So what kind of people have come to you, and what kind of results have you been, have they reported back to you? So people who are watching today can kind of get an idea, is this for me?
Well, actually, being that I work in labor and delivery, my main response back is through the labor and delivery process, and people tell me, I had one client say that his wife was in labor for 18 hours and they just listened to the CD over and over again just to help to bring her strength and to get through it. But it is played around the world, interestingly enough.
Really? You got it all the way around the world?
Yes.
And how did you do that?
Well, I actually had a person from Colorado help give me direction on getting it into not only internet sites around the world, but on XM radio and Sirius satellite. And it's pretty exciting that, you know, I open up my email and get emails from places that I can't even read that language, and then find that it's on their radio playlist.
That is so exciting. Well, you know, I think I forgot to mention earlier, too, that a lot of my viewers know that they hear me on WBLK, 93.7 FM, every other Sunday morning on Changing the Atmosphere. And I'm using different tools to help people to change their atmosphere, including music, you know, indirectly. But we talked about that earlier. If you'd like, you can hear some of these, because I think you're going to give me some samples to bring to the station.
And, you know, you might even want to give them away as little promos.
Yes, yes, we're absolutely going to do that. So you'll have to turn into the radio station for that, too. That'll be wonderful. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about some of these things that you're experiencing with some of the people that you're working with.
Well, to basically help people sleep is really important as well. Working in a hospital setting, I see that after surgery, oftentimes people can be stressed and have trouble sleeping and focusing on the discomfort that they're going through. So just by guided imagery or music therapy, whatever works for them, it can help to reduce that pain level and to help them sleep.
Wow.
You know, although this sort of thing is appropriate for everybody and people of any age, it's not already a preset thing where everybody would want to use it. So it is very individualized, and it's guided by your customs and your beliefs.
Right, right. And you know, I always talk about this in every show. Even though something might sound different to you, doesn't necessarily mean that it's not appropriate for you, or that it's something that's out there or weird or any label that you want to give it. Because we, and this is where my coaching always comes in, is to train people to embrace something different, to get excited about trying something different, so we don't stay in our own little boxes. Because if we always do what we always did, we always get what we always got.
Absolutely.
That's one of my favorites. So you might want to, you know, go to the website and sample some of this music, and go to the website and order a DVD, a CD. So you can tell I'm not a technical person. Those are CDs, DVD. Okay, I got it. You might want to order a CD because you might find that you might not have to take that aid in helping you sleep or helping you to relax. You know, something other than those regular prescriptions. I always say those prescriptions help in one way, but then they're going to be detrimental in another way too. So I'm wondering if you could give us a little sample of what you do. This way then you can experience it firsthand.
Sure, I'd love to do that.
Awesome.
Close your eyes. Inhale slowly and deeply. Now exhale. Feel your chest rise and fall with every breath you take. Deep breath in. Let go. Feel your scalp tingle as you release the tension there. Breathe slowly and deeply at a comfortable pace. take a quick walk to a place that brings you comfort and strength. Breathe slowly and deeply at a comfortable pace, and allow the tensions to flow out the tips of your fingers. Now you might want to release the tension and come back to the room that you're in so that you can join us for the rest of the show. You can see how the music alone can help to really comfort you and just slow you down from where you're at.
Yes, it did immediately. That music is just beautiful.
Thank you.
And then your voice is so soothing, and I think you're walking in your gift. Yeah.
I have been given a gift, and you have to use your gifts.
Absolutely. We've all been given different gifts, and just letting them lay dormant is not really the best. We want to bless the world with the gifts that we have. That was just beautiful.
Thank you.
It was so different than experiencing it on your website and then experiencing it firsthand too. Because I get a little, you know, when we're taping shows, and yeah, and so it's just nice to just come back to center. That was beautiful. Yeah.
You always have to come back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Just take us out like that for the rest of the program. No, you're going to have to call or go on the video, go on the website and order the CD. Yeah. So, what else would you like to tell those who are watching today to help to encourage them? Like, they may be used to listening to one particular kind of music, and maybe they've never tried meditating before. What can they begin to do today?
Actually, there's a thing called cognitive behavioral therapies, and this process is a type of technique that's used with people who are actually even in addiction programs.
Yeah.
So people who are having trouble with alcohol or drugs, or even just needing to learn how to control their emotions, whether it's learning how to act appropriately, they can use these kind of therapies to bring them to a place that shows them that there's other ways to relax than what they may have been using, and there's other ways of controlling their emotions than what they may have been doing. Like I said, that right side of the brain controls your emotions, and music can either bring you to relaxation or actually go the opposite way. So you got to watch what you're listening to and at least mix it up.
You know, I've known so many people who say they can't go to sleep without the TV on. And that just makes me shudder, because as a trained professional for so many years now, I'm not going to tell you how many. Can you tell I'm already relaxed too? I just feel so much more relaxed. I know how detrimental that is, and so many people do that. And I know that I won't. I have DVDs I can put in and CDs I can put in, depending if I want to watch something to help me float away. And I know, because when I'm sleeping, I want my mind listening to good things that are going to encourage and promote good rest, not listening to all that stuff.
Absolutely. And going from the computer to bed, that will just kind of blow your mind too.
Really? Tell us a little bit more about that, because I'll bet you a lot of people do.
Well, I don't know if people get as stressed over the computer as I do, but I'll tell you. You know, sometimes you're on the computer and it's just bringing so much information into your mind, you don't have a chance to unwind. So if people are like really doing their computer work until the last minute and then trying to get to bed afterwards, it probably isn't the best way, because your mind isn't cleansed and able to actually focus on what you need to do. Preparing what you need to do the night before and actually going over that list in your mind will actually help you to build a proper schedule for the next day and get more accomplished. It's an old Indian tradition, actually.
And it's so important. You know, we're fast paced, get things done, going quickly, you know, run, and I can't stress it enough how many people say that they have to watch TV to fall asleep, and when TV goes off they wake up because their brain is so, and we need that downtime. It's so important to take that time to allow the body to rest. I know when I'm working with people, I say, even if you can start with 1 minute, just start with 1 minute of just sitting there, and you can't erase all thoughts. The thoughts are going to come. And I follow the breath, take a deep breath in, following the breath, even if you're looking at a picture or looking out your window or looking at a tree, looking at something, or if you close your eyes, thinking about, as you did, like where you're walking or the place you would want to be to feel the most relaxed, utilizing something, because folks, all these little tips really do matter and help to make a difference in our well-being and our health.
Absolutely. And you can put your goals in there as well as your stress reduction. Let's say if you're looking to lose weight, that's one of the things I do is a weight reduction program. And stress is a huge thing that can help you to maintain your weight in a negative way. So if you want to get a hold of that weight and learn how to reduce stress along with weight management, I can help with that as well.
Is there a specific tape for that too?
I haven't come out with a CD, but this CD can be used as part of my program. It's an extra benefit that I throw in.
That's wonderful. Well, I just thank you so much. It's unbelievable that we're at the end of the program again, and I wonder if there's any last thing that you might want to say quickly. Did we leave anything out?
Just learn to let go and allow your mind and body to come to a quiet place of serenity.
And beautiful, beautiful advice. Beautiful advice for the last minute of the program. That's wonderful. Letting go, letting go. It's a good practice to start practicing. Well, I just thank you so much for co-sponsoring this show today. And I hope that you are writing down the name of the website, her telephone number. You could see, I bet you see the difference in me already, that little meditation. I'm looking forward to listening to one of these this evening, and then you'll be able to hear more of it too on the radio program, WBLK 93.7 FM every other Sunday morning. I have a feeling when I'm doing my little relaxation, I'm going to ask to have this music played while I'm talking and helping you to change your atmosphere. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all your calls and all your emails. You are important to me. I want to know if you'd like to be a guest on this show. Yes, you can be a guest. You just need to email me or call me. Make sure you visit the website and make sure that you patronize our sponsors, because they make sure that all this wonderful information gets to you, because your health